Hello everybody, my name is Thor Young. I'm a moderator at Bear Bull Traders and I would like to go over my trades with you today. Today I want to talk about something a little interesting, something I hadn't really looked at before. It kind of blew my mind a little bit and I thought I'd share that with you all today. Just a consideration, if you will, on kind of the market and pre-market and maybe, how to, to look at the general continuity from day to day and how pre-market can at times be very misleading at what's going to happen. So before I get into my trade review as well as go over that subject, if you have a moment, I'd appreciate it if you'd throw me a like. Also, if you're so inclined, subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. That certainly helps us out a bit. So now on to the trade. So the first thing I'm going to do is just a general trade review just to show you guys what I took. I started off with a nice short on the SPY. I was feeling overall weakness in the market in general, mostly due to the fact that we had a strong rally. If you look down here on my daily chart, you can see that we had a strong rally yesterday that got stuffed and it closed us in an upside down hammer. So having us back test R3 on the daily and then start to sell was a pretty good signal that we were going short. And if you notice in the pre-market, that back test was happening right up here. So at the open, the SPY squeezed a bit and then the selling on the tape came in very, very strong. So as it broke through opening price, I went short. I actually used the opening price as my stop, which gave me a nice 2-to-1 here and then more out and more out. I was down to a very small amount of my position, as I always do during opening ranges, because I don't expect big moves out of the opening auction period. Got to think about you're playing your opening range. So, I mean, you don't expect it just to break the opening range without retest. So I often partial heavy here. Went out and stopped out at break even on the rest, which was about 15% of my whole position. So nice start to the day. Ended up, pretty square around 3R. And really happy about that. So next trade was on Apple. Apple actually sold off here and bounced off this daily level. It made a new high, so I went long. When I went long, I used R1 as my stop. So that put me, 142.87. Got a nice pop, 2-to-1. Took a third off this time, or sorry, no, 2-to-1. Took a half off. And then stopped out the rest at break even. So managed to get myself another R in here. So I was looking at about 4R for the day. Not too bad. And then I actually, by the way, it's spaced out. I was probably at about 4.5R. So I decided I would go ahead and give myself another trade on Apple, which I took here. And as you can see, when Apple bottomed off of value, it pulled back up. And then I went short off of the averages. Got a really nice move here, a little over 2-to-1 here, about 2.5, and then a big move down to here where I dropped the vast majority of my position here. And then I went all out here. So netted another about 3R, maybe 3.5R here. So all in all, for my total day, I was up about 6 or 7R on the day. And then I had one bad trade, or not bad trade's not really the word. I had one attempt here. I went short under R1 on Baba. I did this because of the fast squeeze into R1 on low volume. I really liked it. I liked the way the bid looked to the downside. So I shorted here and got wicked out. For anyone who doesn't believe that I use stops, here is my hard stop being triggered at just above the new daily high, which is how I trade most of my trades. So, and unfortunately ended up missing the big move down. And since I was already well towards making goal, I decided not to attempt to enter another short here after I got wicked out, which is something I would often do, or to short off of this top level here. So since my Apple trade worked so well, was no reason to get into that. So, and those are my trades today. So the interesting piece of data that I hope you waited around for is this. So up on my 1 minute chart here, I want you to see how the stock looks in the pre-market. Notice when you're looking at Apple, although the volume was low, and it looked the same on the SPY, if you came in the morning, you're going to be thinking long, right? Because what you see is you see a stock that has been rallying all pre-market. Now, if you're using Camarilla pivots, you won't think this is a long, because you'll see that you're coming into the top of a pivot range here, so you're expecting to retrace off of that. And then there's one other little thing you can use as something to help you see the overall. Go to your screen, right click on it, go to data config. All right. And right here it says show pre-post market data. You can uncheck that in DOS. And when you hit OK, it removes your pre and post market data. Look at what Apple looks like now with that data removed. Apple has been nothing but a straight sell, basically, since halfway through yesterday, right? So when you're seeing this overall trend going down like this ever so nicely with only pullbacks to the 50 EMA, notice even on this squeeze, right, that I took long, all we're doing is coming back and retesting the open price, which happened to be right near that same EMA, right? So just in a nice solid downtrend. But if you let the pre-market sometimes bias you a little bit too much, you're going to read a strong day on a day that is just the continuation of an already weak trend. I hope that helps you out a little bit. For everyone else, I appreciate your time and I appreciate your talking and your involvement in these. For everyone who has kind things to say on my videos and what I'm putting into, I certainly do appreciate that. For those with the critiques, I appreciate those as well. I have no issue answering questions about my trades, especially ones that are formulated in a kind-hearted and meaningful way. I'm happy to entertain all of those. I hope everyone has a great day. Please continue to comment and like these videos, and I hope you all have a good one. As always, keep it green. Thanks.